Hi there, I'm Lori. I'm a certified neurodiverse couples therapist, and I'm here to talk to you today about the four-part process that I use and teach to couples who want to navigate their relationship with greater joy and ease and connection with one another. So for this whole process, I'm going to be using a metaphor of a road trip throughout it. So imagine you and your partner are about to leave on a road trip. What are some things you're going to need? You're going to need a map. You're going to need a destination. You're going to need to know where it is that you're trying to get to at the end of your road trip. You're going to need a compass, or in more modern terms, a GPS, but something that can help tell you if you're on track or not as you travel along. And then you're going to need a vehicle, something that can get you from point A to point B. So we're going to talk about each of those four things in the context of your relationship. So, a map. What do we mean by a map in the context of your relationship? You need a neurodiversity-informed understanding of the dynamics in your relationship. That is going to help you feel oriented to what happens between you and your partner. You're going to need to know, where's the pathways? What is it that works well for us? What are the things that we do well together? What are the things that are easy for us to do together? You're going to need to know, where are the roadblocks? Where do we get stuck? What are the things that just don't work for one of us or don't work for both of us together? And then also, where are the mountains? Where are those places that there are some uphill climb? It's a little bit more effortful than some of those easier pathways, but there's a payoff. There's maybe a really great view or something else about the journey uphill that makes it worth taking that extra effort. So the things you're going to want to understand are your brain, your partner's brain, and the way your brains interact with one another. And one of the best ways to do that is to learn more about neurodiversity, to know your neurotype and your partner's neurotype. I'm doing a lot of numbers with my hands here for this. And then to really take and try to apply that to describing what happens for you internally, what happens between the two of you, what are the strengths and challenges that are unique to your brain, and how do the two of your brains kind of find areas of strength that are shared, and how do your brains maybe sort of struggle to understand each other or struggle to sync up with each other. So that's a little bit about part one. Part two of the four-part process is your destination, and that means understanding your relationship preferences and being able to talk with those and understand those together. So just like every brain has strengths and challenges, our brains are also wired to enjoy certain things in relationship and to find other things in relationship uncomfortable or unenjoyable or disconnecting. The more you can understand what it is that works well for you in your relationships, what feels good, what replenishes you, the more you're going to be able to set yourself up and your partner up to get to those places you like to be relationally. That might sound simple enough, but often for people who are neurodivergent, they've had experiences their whole life where people may have said to you, what you want and need in relationships isn't okay. It's different, or it's not common, and therefore you just shouldn't need it and kind of get over it. So if you're neurodivergent, you probably have to wrestle with that and find some affirming resources that help you think about what's really true for you in relationship versus what are the things that you've kind of learned to put up with or thought you had to put up with, that you get to give yourself permission to think about in a new way and get to be more authentic and in tune with who you are relationally. And then if you're not neurodivergent, it's still likely possible that you've had other experiences in your life where you didn't feel like your needs in a relationship mattered, or there wasn't room for you to express your relationship needs, or perhaps maybe somebody was going to leave you or reject you if you got really honest or clear about what you needed. It could also be that you've spent a lot of time trying to communicate your needs in this relationship before you learned about your partner's different neurotype, and you've gotten a bit burnt out on that as a result. So whatever the case may be, there's probably also some things for you to kind of work through and find some acceptance around and some ways of letting go of that, so that you can, again, just be clear with yourself about what's important to you in your relationship and find gentle and effective ways to communicate that with your partner and to listen to them as they do the same. Part number 3 is your compass, or like I said, a more modern term you can think of would be GPS. I just love the image of an old-timey compass. And so in a relational context, that is what I call twice compassion. Twice compassion is compassion for yourself and compassion for your partner. And when you have compassion going both directions toward you and toward your partner, that's going to really help signal to you that you're on the right track with the work that you're doing in your relationship, or you're getting off track with the work that you're doing in your relationship. Compassion for yourself is going to help you listen to what you need. It's also going to help you soothe yourself and comfort yourself when something in the relationship is challenging, or when there's a need of yours that your partner just isn't able to meet for you right now. And then partner compassion is going to help you know when you're treating your partner with respect, when you're being curious and really trying to understand their experience and give them the benefit of the doubt and some grace when they're struggling or when they're not able to be the person that, or the partner that you hoped they would be or want them to be on this particular day for whatever set of reasons that are happening in your life right now. So, and in addition to that, I think twice compassion is a really good complement to a neurodiversity-informed map for your relationship, because often there are patterns that couples develop over time when there's different neurotypes in the mix, and especially when folks don't know that or haven't had a chance to understand what that means and how that affects their relationship. What can happen is a lot of self-blame and a lot of partner blame. And compassion is a great antidote to that. It really softens that blame toward yourself, softens that blame toward your partner, and that just opens up more room and helps things feel easier and clearer as you try to move forward together. Last but not least, you're going to need a vehicle, a way to get from point A to point B. And for neurodiverse couples in your relationship, the vehicle that is most likely to be helpful to you is routines and rituals related to the 3 C's. And those 3 C's are going to have me take out my fingers again. The first 3 is chores, the second is communication, and the third is connection. When you think about it, all 3 of those areas come into play frequently in committed relationships, and they're also all areas where different neurotypes are going to have different strengths, challenges, and needs. So the more you can be intentional about finding some simple, repeatable, memorable, sustainable routines and rituals that help you coordinate your brains in those areas, the more you're going to be able to experience some ease and a sense of satisfaction and a sense that you're really working together as a team to do the things that matter most to both of you and that make your life together as enjoyable and meaningful as possible. Okay, I feel like I was talking a mile a minute to try to fit those 4 parts in for you in under 10 minutes, but we got it done, and hopefully that gives you a little taste about what this whole process is about. I do go into this process in greater depth in my workshop for neurodiverse couples. I walk you through each of these parts, and I not only share more information with you to help you understand what I mean with each of these aspects, but I also give you concrete worksheets and give you instructions for dialogues to have with your partner that are going to help you get clearer and really start to address things in your relationship in each of these 4 areas. Happy travels, however you go about it, whatever works for you in your neurodiverse relationship. I hope you're able to find your way forward in ways that help you appreciate each other, appreciate your differences, and also come together and connect in the ways that matter most to both of you.